Hello, this is the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Thank you so much for tuning into this video in which we will look at half angle formula. We're going to devise the half angle formula for cos. So we want to find a formula for cos of theta on 2. And we want that formula to be in terms of cos theta. So we of course know that cos of theta on 2 plus theta on 2 is just cos of theta. Nothing genius about that. What we're going to do is we're going to use the angle sum formula for cos to expand that. So here I've just used the same angle sum formula that we've been using for a while now, so I can write that more simply as cos squared theta on 2 minus sine squared theta on 2. Now I'm going to use the Pythagorean identity. Because sine squared alpha plus cos squared alpha always equals 1, I can write this as 1 minus cos squared, in this case alpha is theta on 2. So what that means is I can expand these brackets now. So then I just get this line here. Now I want to make cos alpha on 2 the subject. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1 to both sides. I'm going to divide each side by 2. And then I have to square root. But I have to remember that the answer could be positive or negative. And this is the identity I wanted. A formula for cos of theta on 2 in terms of cos theta. It's called the half angle formula because it's half of theta. So let's now use this to devise an exact value. So we'll come up with an exact value for cos of 3 pi on 8. Most people prefer working in degrees, and that's not a problem. 3 pi on 8 is 67.5 degrees. So what we really want here is we want cos of 135 over 2. This is going to work because we know the exact value of cos of 135. So we know the answer is going to be plus or minus the square root. So cos theta, in this case, theta is 135. Cos of 135 is negative 1 on root 2. So we just substitute in that, and that's what we have here. Now we're just going to simplify this fraction here. So we're going to leave the denominator as it is. We're going to combine this into one fraction. So I'm going to write this as root 2 over root 2. Then I get root 2 minus 1 over root 2. So because we're dividing by root 2 and dividing by 2, I can just do that in one step. We're dividing by 2 root 2. So now I'm going to rationalize the denominator of this fraction. I'm going to times top and bottom by root 2 for root 2. So I'm left with plus or minus the square root. Now root 2 times root 2 is obviously 2. And 1 times root 2. And then on the bottom, 2 root 2 times root 2, this times this, just equals 4. Now, we know that cos of 67.5 is positive because it's in the first quadrant, so I can drop the plus or minus signs. I get 2 minus root 2, and on the bottom, I can just square root 4, take it out from under the square root, and just write it as 2. So this is the final answer. This is the exact value of cos of 67.5 degrees made possible by the half angle formula. All right, thank you so much for tuning into this video. This has been the luckiest maths teacher in the world. Have a great day.